Welcome to Investors Insights. My name is Greg Powell, President and CEO of Five Plan Partners, and I'm joined by my distinguished colleagues, Bobby Norman, Managing Director here at Five Plan Partners on the portfolio strategy side. And today we're thrilled also to have with us Lexi Watts, our marketing manager, that's also going to discuss how we use technology and social media to communicate with our clients, just like this vlog. Our topic today is holiday market wish list. We've got our own wish list, and Bobby Norman has done some incredible research to talk to you about things that we hope we'll see in the markets, or that at least we're starting to see economic indicators that can move that way. So, Bobby, I want to call on you first to talk about that, and then Lexi, I'm coming to you as we educate our clients on just like this vlog and high tech, high touch. So, Bobby, tell us here we are, December. We're getting ready to finish up a year here in 31 days. So talk to us.
Yeah, so after volatility in the market picked up in the month of November, our attention now turns to December to see if seasonality will help the market get back on track. And as you can see in this first chart, Thanksgiving week historically marks the start of one of the stronger seasonal runs of the year for the market, and its importance likely amplified today given all the market's uneasy tone of recent weeks. And so the market will be paying close attention to what the Federal Reserve does next week and if they cut rates, which is the likely scenario based on recent labor market weakness. And we could see small cap stocks rally, like you see in this chart here in the red line, if the Fed cuts rates again, as small cap stocks usually perform well after rate cuts. And we have been talking about how we would like to see the market broaden out some. It's a healthier market if it broadens out. And as you can see in this next chart, the small cap companies are impacted a lot more by higher rates, which is why they have underperformed large cap stocks in recent years. And you can add small cap stocks starting to perform better to our holiday wish list. So we will be watching to see what the Fed does closely next week, because lower rates would be a bigger tailwind for small cap stocks. And with the recent surge in rate cut probabilities, the December meeting next week now sits at a roughly 80% probability for a rate cut next week. So as you can see in this next chart, interest expense as a percentage of total debt sits at roughly 7% for Russell 2000 small cap index and 4% for the S&P 500. So what the Fed does next week matters. Interest expense is less of a needle mover for large cap companies, given that their debt profile is typically longer dated and less sensitive to short-term fluctuations relative to small cap companies who issue shorter term debt. Again, we would love to see further rate cuts and other parts of the market start to participate going into 2026. And the last chart that we're following closely as we go into the holiday season dealing with consumer confidence. This matters because last week's consumer confidence reading came in below expectations and was the lowest reading since the tariff announcement in April. So with layoff announcements creeping higher and consumers grappling with affordability, it comes as no surprise to see depressed confidence readings like this. However, the real surprise is in corporate profitability, something we've talked about in recent weeks, with earnings growth continuing to deviate away from sour consumer sentiment. So you can see in the red line here that earnings growth continues to be a strong point, even with consumer confidence falling, seen in that blue line there. And the key question starting in December, going forward into 2026, will be, can corporate earnings growth continue to drive stock prices higher if the consumer slows down spending? And this holiday season will be important in seeing where the consumer is financially and if we should expect earnings to be negatively impacted by a concerned consumer base. So there is a lot to watch out for in the month of December going into 2026.
Bobby, I thoroughly enjoyed our conversations this morning in our meeting, and the research you did there was outstanding. It's also another reason why I asked Lexi to sit in with us today, because we want to communicate all these things happening in the month of December. We want to communicate it one-on-one. We want to, have those phone calls, those Zoom, WebEx, Microsoft Team meetings, in-person meetings as well. And simultaneously, though, we want you to be able to get information from us the way you like to receive it. And Lexi has done a phenomenal job here in working with Bobby and I and Trey and Ty, who had other meetings this morning, can join us, but from the standpoint to communicate what we're seeing in the markets. So Lexi, I'm going to ask you what you've done on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, our podcasts, these vlogs, Instagram's a new one that you have brought on board. Talk about all that you're doing from a marketing communication standpoint so people know our holiday wish list.
Sure, Greg, you're exactly right, too. This is the busiest time of the year, lots of things going on. So we're always trying to push out content in new, better ways so we can reach everybody. With that, we are utilizing social media, emails to our clients and subscribers of this podcast. And thank you to everyone who watches this and shares it. We get lots of great feedback on that. So that we can keep you updated. We want everything to be accessible to all of our followers, friends, colleagues. And with that, we're going to continue pushing out content multiple different ways. But follow us on social media. That's probably the easiest way to connect with us. Seeing our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our X account. Also on YouTube where you can see our podcasts. But we do appreciate everyone interacting with us there, sharing this content. We do get a lot of great connections out of that, and I'd like to hear from you guys on what you like hearing us talk about.
Oh, very much so. Yes. As our clients and viewers, we want your feedback. We want also to hear from you. I've had several clients watch our vlog, or they see something on one of the social media outlets that we use, and then they'll call and say, hey, can you give me more details? Can I just ask a few more questions in regards to that? And we really appreciate it, because also keep in mind, on Thursdays, our vlogs are all educational. So we get into estate planning, and we get into working with your CPA on your taxes, your strategies with that. You know, what advice they're giving you, how we can incorporate that into your financial blueprint. Working in the dynamics of the family, and hey, I want to gift money to one of my children, or I want to set up the 529 for a grandchild, or for my child. All these things that we're doing, and with business owners as well, the strategies that are out there. So as Bobby said in his comments, we've been talking about earnings all year long. We've had a theme throughout the year. If you go back and watch our vlogs, you can track us as to what we're looking at and wanting to keep you updated on. So, and your feedback helps us make this better and better, and we appreciate that. So with that said, you've heard our holiday market wish list. We're going to keep you informed, and we hope that we end this year on a high note, and also know every day we're looking at your financial blueprints. We're looking at the markets in conjunction with those blueprints. And I just want to say we strive every day to see to it that our clients have a better, richer, fuller life. We hope you have a great week, first day of December, and we're looking forward to Christmas and the holidays, New Year coming up soon. Talk to you. Keep in touch. Thanks for believing in us.